Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot and the Pagan Perspectives. Just to give you a quick update before I start into our actual topic for the week, is I'm now on a swing shift schedule for work, so you're catching me right before I go to work, and of course I'm starting the day with coffee. This week our question comes from Mr. Abhain. Recently, the group I work with had an open event for seekers to come and ask questions and test the waters before applying to the group for membership. There were a few people who'd practiced personal paths and had pre-established correspondences already. This is not a problem, though seeing some of the individuals take the correspondences as doctrine, they found it a shock to see differences. I love to hear hosts experience learning correspondences and developing associations beyond the Wicca 101 material. Have you any techniques for learning pantheons or crystals? How about complexity of herbs? Now, for me, whenever I deal with correspondences, instead of trying to remember them all because there's so many, I learn them as I go. Like, the obvious ones with like colors and stuff like that. Green for me will always be money or a gain of some sort, usually with money. Red will represent love or the fiery passion that is either associated with love or with the fire element. Blue for me either means calming or a water type element. Oh, green also to me means earth, because things that come from the earth are green. At least if you're a good gardener, they usually are green. Stuff like that. Those were pretty simple for me to associate. Excuse me. But crystals are a whole other ball game. For me, learning crystals, like I said, I've learned them as I go. Whenever I get one, I learn about its properties and everything. The rose quartz to me will always mean love. The clear crystal quartz will be the catch-all. You can use it for anything. Selenite will, to me, means like the energetic, the mental, it's also for the spine, I do believe, is one association with it. But to me, it means like the more mental energies and the stuff that goes on up here. Not necessarily your crown chakra, but in your mind itself. Excuse me. But those are the ways that I've associated crystals, and like I said, as I get them, I learn them. I don't try to sit down and learn each and every individual one and all the aspects and its place in astrology and the astrological sign that it has, the day of the week that it has, the color correspondences. It gets too daunting, if you try to learn every single one of them. So as I go, I see what other people, either in the past have, associated it with, and then I take that and I say, well, does it really mean that to me? And a lot of times it does, and sometimes it means even more to me, depending on what I've gone through in my personal life. So, with herbs, herbs can be fun. Herbs can be really fun. You can take an herb like, let's take sage. Sage, most people know that's for cleansing. To me, that will always be. Usually with herbs, it's usually what the general correspondence is. and unless the scent gives me a different feeling, like it takes me back to something that I know in my personal life, usually it doesn't mean something other than what the general correspondence is. And again, as I use them, that's whenever I look them up. For me, it's none of this is gospel, none of it, is a set standard. Sometimes I'll use one herb to substitute another because, well, for one, I might not have the other herb. If I'm looking to do a tincture or to do a incense of some sort, I'll look up what type of incense I want to use, and if it's like, oh, this one's for, rest and relaxation, it might have in there lavender. Well, I might not have any lavender sitting around, so to me, sage always, sage is a way of calming me down, so I might put sage in there. Yes, it's a cleansing one, but you know what? It's, like I've said before, it's all in how you look at it. If you're relaxing and it's clearing out the pieces of your life that aren't relaxing, then it's cleansing out the non-relaxation parts of your life. So to me, that sage would work for that. Let me see if I answered all the questions. Yeah. Oh, as of pantheons are incredibly difficult because there are so many different aspects of different deities, and there's so much lore on all of them. So again, I learn as I go. I am not one to sit down and say, I'm going to learn everything that there is to know about Zeus. I just won't, because you can't find everything that you want to know most of the time. And sometimes you sit down and you're like, oh my gosh, there are so many stories, I don't have time to read them all. So you read a little bit here, you read a little bit there, you find out what they mean to you. You take into consideration the ones that mean something to you, and the rest, I don't want to say you forget them or you just discard them because they're not useful, but I mean, you kind of set them back and you say, well, this one doesn't pertain to me in my life right now. It might in the future. I'll put it back in my repertoire and I will remember it later. I'll remember it for later. So that's pretty much my take on everything here. I should probably get ready for work here soon. It's almost 10 o'clock. I gotta be in work by 1, and I still have to spend a little bit more time with a new member of the family, which maybe tonight or tomorrow I'll be putting on my personal channel. So yeah, Coda's got a little sister. But yeah, stay tuned on my personal channel for that, and I'll probably have her in a video here. So, but until then, she's hiding underneath the bed right now, so I gotta spend some time with her and get her out from underneath the bed. And it's a little cat, so yeah, she's hiding underneath the bed. She's kind of shy and cautious and everything, so I gotta spend some time with her, help her get a little bit more used to the feel of the house and being in such an odd environment as opposed to a cage of an animal shelter. So yeah, I'm gonna go spend some time with her and get her a little bit more associated with the house, and maybe a little bit more associated with Coda because she's plumb terrified of them. Can't stand them, so. But hopefully one day they'll be best buddies. But yep, I'm gonna go get ready for work, spend some time with the new little kitty, and I'll talk to you all later. Until next time, may your ancestors be with you. Bye-bye.